these days you find children holding a full conversation, terrible, dirty conversation with the parents sitting there, and the parents have no clue because the children are talking in code. I have 3 sons. My first son is a marine engineer. My second son is a naval architect. The third son came up and said, I don't like school. Hey, panico. You don't like school. Hey, what's going to become of your life? Ha! Fighting, no, shouting, no, beating, no, begging, no, quarreling, no. The boy kept coming home with red biro everywhere. Hello everyone, welcome to Bold RTV, the brainchild of my longtime brother Ofem Emmanuel. Let me tell you a little bit about Ofem. For many years I was on TV, on cable TV. In fact, at a point we are in 53 nations on CTL cable network. When we started, Ofem was the one that my Auntie Florence Ekiye, called to help us at the beginning stage. And for many months, he was our videographer, he was our editor, he was the one carrying the finished work to the TV station and all of that. So when he called me and said, oh, I have a channel now and I want to do some episodes with you, the only answer was yes, when? And here we are. So God bless you for tuning in today. And today's episode is on a very critical and crucial topic, which is parenting pitfalls. Parenting pitfalls. And I have raised 7 children and I have 4 grandchildren. And I know for a fact that I did better with my younger children than I did with my older children. Why? Because when I had the younger ones, I had more information. I had better understanding. I was seeing some of the effects of my poor parenting in some areas showing up in my children. So I was able to do better with the younger ones because I knew better. So one of the things that you can do to prevent the pitfalls that parents fall into is to get informed, get knowledge, get information. One of the parental pitfalls is a refusal to learn new things, a refusal to expose yourself to what is currently going on. These days you find children holding a full conversation, terrible, dirty conversation with the parents sitting there, and the parents have no clue because the children are talking in code. Number 1. Number 2, I run a drug rehabilitation center, and many of the children they bring to us are doing drugs because of family trauma. And one of the things that breaks my heart is to hear a child say, please don't tell my mother this one. That tells me that there is no proper communication between the children and the parents. That is a parental pitfall. That is a big, big pitfall. You have to find a way. You have to find a way. Up till now, my children, there's this song that is written, na 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 na. They got Burna Boy to sing in the song recently. They have been trying to teach me how to do the dance. My shoulders are not agreeing with my hands to do the dance. But in doing that, when I want to talk to them, they are willing to listen. Why? We have spent time laughing at my effort to try and dance the dance that is not agreeing to dance. Do you understand? It's very, very important that you find a point of connection between you and your children, whatever that point is. Nobody can dictate it to you, but it's by checking trial and error, you find the one that most opens up your children's hearts, their minds, their communication, their connection to you. Use it every time to reach them, to connect to them. This morning, I was in a school, Bloombridge International School this morning in Port Harcourt, speaking to the graduating students. And I was saying to them, go away from today remembering certain things that you are hearing here today because they will help you in the future. I sang a song, and when I finished, one of the children shouted, you are the best. I don't know if anybody has ever come as a pastor to the graduating students and actually sang the prayer. I just started to do something different. I didn't pray, I sang the prayer. The song I sang is a prayer. And it connected with the children. They were all coming to hug me, to shake my hand. And you know, usually these teenagers, they're like, yeah, whatever. But this one, I could see that it really got to them. you know. So that's one of the pitfalls you must look out for, which is the pitfall of lack of education, current practices where children are concerned. When I was small, if your mother says sit down, you sat down, no, closed your mouth and looked down. If you tell a child today to sit down, they'll ask you why. Explain it. So you now say, what? You're asking me why? Bah, and the child shuts you out, and then goes out. Then wahala starts. They become rebellious. Am I saying that parents, anyway, we'll get there. Let me not jump ahead of myself. But the first area, the second area I want you to look at, because the first one I said is get educated. Stay abreast of reformations coming, or the changes in mindsets, in thought patterns, in implementations that are coming up now with your children. So another thing I want you to pay attention to is a very critical one, and it is the issue of favoritism. In Genesis chapter 25 and verse 28, we read. So let me read from verse 27. When the boys grew up, Esau and Jacob, Esau became an expert hunter, an outdoorsman, but Jacob was a quiet man who stayed at home. 28. Isaac loved Esau because he had a taste for wild game, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Now, from verse 27, what you see is that even though they were twins, they came at the same time. They sat in the same womb together. They must have been communicating in the womb together as brothers. But after they came out, their individuality showed up. Esau loves outside. Just there outside they play. Just there outside they hunt. Just there outside and just be free and wild. Jacob did not like that. He sat at home. He was a quiet man who preferred to stay inside the house. The worst mistake that the parents would have done is to try to force Jacob to become Esau, or to try to force Esau to become Jacob. The personalities are different. I think that Esau was probably sanguine. Sanguine just want to go, be outside, play, be happy, enjoy, find new adventure. And Jacob strikes me as melancholy. Now, Jacob strikes me as a combination of melancholy and choleric. Because cholerics are strong, they are go-getters, they push, they fight for what they want, they scheme even, if you like. This guy is sanguine. Sanguine and probably, no, he could not, phlegmatic. That must have been the combination for Esau. Now, the worst mistake that parents make is to not sit down and study each child. To not try and understand the temperament, the personality, the likes and the dislikes of each child. And then they look at why Isaac loved Esau. He didn't love Esau because of Esau. The Bible says he loved him because he had a taste for wild game. And Esau was bringing wild game. So the love that Isaac had for Esau was not just, is my son, I love him. It's because this one, they bring me meat, I like him. I love him. So what did Rebekah do? Rebekah committed the second mistake by also picking the other one. And since the father loves Esau, let me love Jacob. No, all the children are your own. You cannot say you love this one more than the other. I know that almost always your heart will be drawn by one child more than the others, depending on the circumstances of that child's birth. For example, if a woman has had 4 boys and she has been praying for girl, when the girl comes, it will be like her whole love is put on that one girl. Look at, what's his name? Jacob. He was hoping for a child from Rachel, the woman he loved. The other woman had given birth to 8 boys. Is it 8 boys? 6 boys. She had given birth to 6 boys, and her maid had given birth to 2. But Jacob could not love those boys. The day Rachel gave birth, he took all of his love and deposited on that one boy. And you can see the problem that came up. He went and made a coat of many colors for this one. What of the other ones? Are they not sons too? Did they ask to be born by Leah or by, what's the name of that? What are the names of the two slave girls that were given? I've forgotten their names. But did they ask to be born by any of those people? Why would Jacob do what he did? He showed who the favorite is. So my point is, one child particularly may hold your heart more than the others, but it is the worst mistake you can make to let the other children know who has your heart. Please, that is a secret you die with. That is a secret you keep inside your heart and treat all the children the same. When I say the same is, don't go and make coat of many colors for this one and not make for the other one. Make for all. Whatever your heart wants to do to that one that is very special to you, do it for all of them. Let all your children know they have equal room in your heart, equal access to you, equal opportunities with you. Do not play favorites. You will make your children lifelong enemies. It will amaze you of adults now in their 60s who are still unable to relate well because of the envy and the rivalry of being treated differently and the anger they hold towards the one that was favored. You also put the favored one in trouble. Look at what happened to Joseph. He actually came to look for his brothers to bring them food because they had been in the bush for too long. But what happened? He was thrown into a pit, sold as a slave, and thrown into prison ultimately. Yeah, there is a redemption story at the end of it, but look at the pain that boy went through because his father singled him out and showed the others that this one is the favored one. You can't do that. It's not okay. Another thing is, as Esau was outdoors man jumping around, I don't see him sitting down to read book. I don't see him sitting down to Facebook. Jacob would have read and become PhD. Esau may have just done secondary school and say, I beg, I ready to go to school again. It will be wrong for you to start beating him and telling him, look at Esau, your brother. Can't you be like Jacob, your brother? Can't you be like Jacob? What is wrong with you? Why are you behaving like this? I don't know what you are going to become in life. It's not okay. Jacob is Jacob, Esau is Esau. I have 3 sons. My first son is a marine engineer. My second son is a naval architect. The third son came up and said, I don't like school. Hey, panico. You don't like school. Hey, what's going to become of your life? Ha! Fighting, no. Shouting, no. Beating, no. Begging, no. Quarreling, no. The boy kept coming home with red biro everywhere. One day, the father called a family meeting. What is wrong with you? We don't have any dull child in this house. Why are you not passing exam? He said, I don't like school. Daddy, will you allow me to play football? Fire started coming out of the father's ears because we don't want to hear that. Go to school, go to school, go to school. And he said, I don't like school. So the other brothers now begged the father, Daddy, don't shout, don't quarrel. Give him a chance to go to do football. Then the father said, okay, compromise. You will go to football academy. The boy said, you allow me to go football academy? Yes, while you are playing football, you are schooling. So I asked him, son, when you go to football academy, what if they don't sign you up? He said, Mommy, it's not do or die. At least I will know that I gave it a shot and I didn't make it. Then I will go to school. Do you know that after that family meeting, we did not see red biro in his exam, in his results again? He started passing because now he felt that somebody had heard him and somebody was giving him a chance to pursue his dreams. One of parental pitfalls is to refuse a child's dream. Is the refusal to acknowledge what your child wants to be. You are trying to force the child to be what you want to be. Many parents are trying to live out their lives in the life of their children. I know a man who couldn't be a doctor in his lifetime. He forced 7 of his children to read medicine. No, 5 of his children to read medicine. And one of them spent 7 years in school trying to get a medical degree. Abi, was it 10 years? Because he was not cut out for medicine. Do you know what the boy did? In his final year of medicine, he wrote JAMB. Immediately he finished like this, they gave them the certificate of medicine. He came home, dropped it for his father, went back and entered year 1, fine arts. So he's a medical artist. He's not practicing medicine. He's painting, doing fantastic with his painting. He's not a doctor, but the father forced 5 of them to read medicine. Don't do that to your children. It's a denial of their God-given talents and God-given gifts. Don't do that. So don't compare children, don't show favorites, and don't deny their dreams. Let me look at one more area, and then we'll bring this to a close. And that is, two more areas. Carefree living, lack of adequate and prompt discipline. In 1 Samuel chapter 2, I don't want to read it because of time. Eli was the prophet of God. He was the priest of God. He did a good job, but he didn't raise his children well. And his children now began to disregard the order of God, to disrespect God, to treat God with contempt. And when they told Eli, he just said, this thing you people are doing is not good though. If I was Eli, after telling you it's not good though, and you continue doing it, I'm going to call the council and say to them, because Eli was the high priest, but there are other priests. I will say to them, dethrone my son, dethrone my sons, depose them. They shouldn't be practicing as priests right now until they get their act together. They cannot desecrate the temple of God. But he left them and they continued. In fact, their sins kept getting worse. What happened? God wiped out the whole generation. The generation of Eli disappeared from Israel, even though he had served God as high priest. Now, you may not be serving God as high priest, but do you want to annihilate your generations? Do you want them to fall to nonsense and fall into oblivion? Is that your dream for the next generation? So it is important that you put proper discipline in place. In my house, every child has a cane according to their size. From age 0 you don't beat, but from age 1 to 2 to 3 is broomstick. When you do something, I'll bring a broomstick and I'll whack you with it. The older ones get a ruler. From about age 4 to like 7, you get a ruler. 7 to like 9, 10, you get a cane. A cane like that one they used to make cane chair. If by that time your head is not correct, after 10 years still misbehaving, you get a koboko. The one that has 2 mouths. And I negotiate your punishment. I tell you ahead. If you do this, this is what you get. If you do this, this is what you get. If you do this, this is what you get. I discipline you. When you hit a certain age, I stop beating you. The punishment becomes more intellectual, more appropriate to your age. But all my children know, my son was 24 when I slapped him. I stopped beating him when he was 14, sorry. I told him, you're a big boy now. I'll not be beating you again. Anytime anything happens, we'll talk about it. But he came home from work one time and he was 24 years old. I was talking to him and he was looking at me insolently because he's much taller than me. He was looking down at the middle of my head with a terrible look on his face. So 2 of us were surprised when I fired him a dirty slap. He was shocked that I would still beat him at this age. Me, I was shocked that I could still beat him at that age. But I was upset. I said, no, you will always be the child and I'll always be the parent. You cannot try that nonsense under my roof. When you are in your own house, you can do as you want. Since you are still living with me, there are certain rules that you must obey. From that time, when his younger ones are misbehaving, he will be saying to them, hey, you see that thing you are doing? Just be moving forward because mommy's hand is fast. Before you blink, mommy will fire you a dirty slap. And my children know. They know. I still insist on certain boundaries, no matter how old you are. You cannot afford to run a child-centered home. There are 3 types of homes: parent-centered, child-centered, or God-centered. The parent-centered home, the parents are Lord and Master. Children have no voice. They must just be seen. They cannot be heard. Children have no opinions. Nobody asks them. Just do things. And the children go away with offense and resentment in their heart. The child-centered home is where the parents are afraid of the children. Where everything the children want, they get. Everything they want to do, they do. The parents won't talk. They can't talk. After a while, the children intimidate the parents. The parents can't talk. No, that is not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be God-centered. God-centered home is the balanced home, where parents are heard, children are heard. Parents' opinions matter, children's opinions matter. Parents are friends with their children, but they know when to be parent and when to be friends. God did not call you to be friends with your children all the time. There are times when you have to take the lead, be the parent, put your foot down, insist on certain standards of behavior as parents. So you have to bring yourself to the place of learning how to discipline your children appropriately. Appropriately. Praise God. And finally, the area that I will talk about is being overbearing by provoking them. Ephesians chapter 6, it says, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is the first commandment with promise, that your days may be long and that you may live well on the land. Then immediately he says, parents, provoke not your children to anger. We always talk about children obeying their parents. We always talk about children doing the right thing. We don't really address the aspect that parents provoke their children. I run a rehab center. Most of the children they bring to me here, most of them are doing drugs because of issues from home. It's family dysfunction that brings them to the rehab. The parents are provoking the children. Some of them exhibit it right here. We're trying to tell the parent, look, part of why your child is struggling is because you don't listen to the child. What is there to listen? Why should I listen to a child? He's the child that should listen to me. Whatever I say, he do. No. He's not you. There's a father I had to tell, sir, this boy is not an extension of you. The father is clean shaven and is fighting the boy for growing his hair. That editing is not telling well on him as a father. I said, to who? You are more concerned about the people watching than you are about the well-being of your son. I said, sir, your son is not you. Why is he keeping a beard? He looks like a Muslim ustaz. That's your opinion. He loves the beard. And God gave him a full chin and jaw full of hair. Leave him alone. He is not you. He is not an extension of you. He is your son. He is not you. Leave him to grow his hair. What is his hair doing to you? Is it stopping you from earning money? Is his hair stopping you from praying to the Lord Almighty? Is his big bushy hair going to stop him from entering heaven? Leave him alone. I have children who come here and they say, I don't like my parents' church. I want to go elsewhere, but they won't let me. I call the parent. I say, well, what are you hoping for your child? I hope that my child will be a Christian and stay connected to God. Leave the child to connect with God where they are comfortable. As long as you can confirm that that place is truly a church of God, allow your child to go and find God. You are comfortable in a church setting where they don't wear earrings, the women don't wear trousers, they don't wear jewelry, they preach fire and brimstone. You are comfortable there, you have connected with God there. Praise the Lord. But your child does not believe like that, or his faith is not expressed like that. He'd rather go to a place where they are freer, where the music is hotter, because he's a musical person. All you need to do is go there and check out the spirit of the place. If it is the Lord's Spirit that operates there, let your child go. They don't have to go to your church. It's either you let them go and find God and connect with him in the place where they are comfortable, or you lose them from God altogether. They walk away from God. I have pastors' children, bishops' children who walk into my office for counseling and tell me, I hate my father and his God. I hate my mother and her God. That's not right. We can't paint a picture of God that he is not. So it's very, very important that you don't provoke your children. I was in a meeting yesterday. I was ministering in a church yesterday, and during the question and answer session, we were talking about dealing with a narcissist in a relationship. A young girl got up to ask, my dad, my 2 senior sisters got pregnant out of wedlock, and now it's like he wants to kill me every time. I cannot even greet anybody. You start shouting. Is that narcissism? I said, no, your father is protecting you. He's afraid that what happened before 2 times may happen again. So he's trying to protect you. You need to calm him down. But the girl was like, my dad is on my neck. I have not made any decisions that will make him think I'm going that way. Now I feel exasperated. I feel locked in. I feel as if I'm in a straitjacket. Please be careful. Have conversations with her. Teach her. That was what I told the girl to do. Sit down with your dad and have a conversation. Explain to him that you have seen what your sisters have done and you don't intend to go that way. And tell him to lay his hand on you and bless you and rebuke that spirit so it doesn't rest upon you. I say your dad will relax a little. Please. It's so important. Don't provoke your children to wrath. Don't provoke them to anger. Don't push your children. Don't beat your wife in the presence of your children. That's provocation. Woman, don't disrespect your husband and reduce him in the presence of the children. That's provoking the children. They love you and they love your spouse. And because they love you, they do not want you to be treated badly. Wife, mom, they love you. They don't want dad to treat you badly. So dad, don't maltreat their mom. But mom, they love their daddy too, as bad as he is. Don't disrespect him and treat him badly to their face. You are provoking them to anger. Don't allow aunties to just come in and beat them in the house or talk anyhow about them or tell you things and then change how you treat them because they also treat their children in such a way. No, it's not okay. It's not okay. Be a God-centered home. I hope you've been blessed by this short episode and I hope you've learned something. I hope you make changes and corrections as the Spirit of the Lord impresses upon your heart. But thank you for allowing me to be in your space and in your faces. God bless you.